Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha and I am a third year medical student. And today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is how to manage your first year of medical school. Before I start, I want to first congratulate you. If you did get accepted to medical school, it's going to be one of the best feelings that you're going to have in a very long time. And for those of you that are still applying and are still working to get accepted to medical school, don't worry, keep on working hard and doing what you can, and eventually you will get there. Now that you got accepted into medical school program, make sure that you go through your email. You want to accept the acceptance letter. Make sure that if there are any deposits, fees, background checks, immunizations, transcripts that you have to do on time, please do those. In addition, if there are other medical schools that also sent you acceptance letter, make sure to reply back to them just so that other students can have a shot at those programs. Next up is finances. If your school program has a financial aid counselor, make sure to make an appointment with them and start to review things online, because I want you to prepare yourself emotionally for the wonderful journey of student loans. Now is probably going to be a very good time to open up a Google Calendar and set yourself important dates such as your orientation schedule dates, your white coat ceremony, times that you have to move to that certain program or that state. Depending on the program and how far it's going to be, it's time to try to schedule your housing situation. A lot of people end up trying to get a house, apartment. Either way, I still recommend having at least one roommate. Why? Because your journey is going to be very challenging, very hard, and very lonely. And it's good to have someone that can relate to you in terms of your ups, your downs, and help each other and motivate each other throughout that experience. I personally had such a great roommate, and she's became one of my closest friends to me, and I can't imagine how medical school would have been without her. Okay, now that we covered orientation, acceptance letters, finances, housing, roommates, etc., you finally start medical school. What now? And that's something that you're going to ask yourself and you're going to ask me. The first week of medical school, I recommend you go to all of your classes in order to get to meet your professors, network with your colleagues, and try to establish some sort of routine that works for you. First week of medical school, go to every single classroom because you want to understand the professor, know what their teaching style is like, and make a decision if that's something that you're going to go to the classroom or save time and understand it better at home through podcasts. Except for those important classes that you can't skip, such as anatomy, as well as your OSCEs and OMM. Now that you started, I want you to imagine a pie chart. In this pie chart, 3/4 of your time will be about studying. So the first week, you're going to go to every single classroom. You're going to meet your professors, understand what their teaching style is like, and make a decision if some of those courses, if you're able to watch them online or come to the classroom, depending on your learning style. Meet your colleagues, make that network, and start to establish who are the people that you're going to be having study groups with and learning the most with. My program is system-based. That means if I am on the cardiology block, I will learn the anatomy of the heart, the physiology of how does the heart work, the microbiology of what microorganisms can impact the heart, the pathology, which is what a diseased heart looks like, and the pharmacology, which is how do you treat this condition of the heart. And so it might be different for you, but that was a system that really works for me, especially during board prepping. In your Google Calendar, place the important dates again, your exam dates, your OSCEs, your OMM practical exams, all the things that you cannot miss, put them in your schedule. The second thing is, if your school gives you a course schedule, also put that in. And then you're going to decide which classes you can go to, which classes you can do from home. If I could sum up, the most important thing of the first year of medical school is understanding your study methodology, which is how to study in medical school. I want you to be very patient with yourself because it's going to be a trial of error. And that is because the style that you use in college might not work for you in medical school. For example, when I was in college, I used to print all of my lectures before I went to class, and I would take notes on those lectures, and they were like PowerPoint slides, and I would print them out. It's like 4 slides per page, double-sided. In med school, on my first day, I remember it was, I think, an anatomy lecture. It was 150 slides. Imagine me trying to plan one lecture from an 8 to 5 p.m. schedule. That did not work for me, and I don't think it's going to work for you. Thankfully, we had something called OneNote that we were able to move the lecture to that program, and then we can create our own notebook through it, and I would type in my notes. But that took me a while to adapt. That took me a while to understand how to transition from paper to my laptop. It took me a while to stick to the things that worked with me. But once you find the resource and the style that works for you, commit to that style and resource. I don't recommend buying any of the books before you talk to your upperclassmen about what they used for those courses, as well as going to the library and try before you buy. See if that book or that resource is something that will help you later on. Because reality is, there isn't enough time in medical school to cover everything. And that's very true. It's different from college. You have all this information and you have to maximize what you know and study smart. For most of the lectures, there's something called learning objectives in the beginning of each slide of the PowerPoint. What I did and what I recommend is you review that study objectives. If you're able to answer those objectives and go through them, those are your key points. As a first year medical student, you're not going to know what's high yield and what's not. I studied as much as I could my first year of medical school, and by the second year of medical school, I forgot most of them. And what turned out to be high yield, I did not properly study them the first year of medical school. Resources that worked for me. Anatomy, I used to go to the cadaver room and I would spend time in the cadaver because I'm a visual person and I needed to learn hands-on. For microbiology, sketchy micro. For pharm, sketchy pharm. Pathology, pathoma. Physiology, boards and beyond. And the rest is sort of like based on lectures or based on boards and beyond and a mix of osmosis. I do want to add, if you are a flashcard person, a lot of people have been using Anki. I tried in the beginning of the first year. It helped me better for second year. But if you're able to start transitioning into a board prep resource, that's great. If not, don't worry. Okay, let's go back to that pie chart that I told you about. The majority of your time in med school, you're going to be studying. That is 3/4 of that pie chart. What do you do with the rest of the 25% of the pie chart? 1, your nutrition. I recommend that you meal prep on a Sunday. Sunday is the last day of the week. Meal prep, make 2 dishes that work for you and have healthy snacks, because most likely when you study long hours with a group of friends, you're going to be snacking. Examples: stock up on carrots, raspberries, strawberries, bananas, protein bars, things that are easy to eat and easy to pack. 2, your fitness and your physique. If the pandemic taught us anything, is that you do not need a gym to take care of your health and your physique. What I did is that I personally packed my backpack and put it in my trunk. Before I left campus or before I went home, I made sure that I get some sort of workout in. And you don't have to go every single day for an hour. You can do in between your breaks, a 15-minute workout or a 30-minute workout. Spread it as much as you want. At least get in that 150 minutes per week. And yes, it is manageable, it is doable if you put your mind to it and you manage time well. Number 3, I always keep the best for last, and that is yourself. The things that make you happy for your own wellness. Do you like to meditate? Do you like yoga? Do you like to draw? Music, hiking, whatever things that make you happy, make time for it. And yes, you can. Friday night or Saturday or Sunday, pick a time during the weekend and pursue it. Continue to do it. Also, make time for the people that you care about and those that care about you. Call mom, dad, sister, brother in between breaks, or if you're driving from school to home and home to school, so forth and so on. If you have a significant other, make time, make date night, plan a date night. It takes investment from both sides to make something work. Friday night, add it to your Google Calendar. Do not push away the people that love you, because in the end of the day, when you graduate, you're going to graduate, you're going to look around, and you still want to have the people that have pushed you and have been there for you around you and still with you. These are some things that are going to help you manage your time. 1 is having a good Google Calendar. 2 is sticking to the calendar. 3 is inputting important due dates and deadlines. 4 is recognizing which classes you're going to attend, which ones you're not. And 5, understanding where your time is going to be after school. There's an application on my phone called Flora. I used it and it really helped because I would put a 25-minute only study time and I can't use my phone until I finish those 25 minutes of studying, and then I get to build my own garden. You can use the same principle. Try to put your phone away, study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Also, I think having a short but realistic to-do list is very helpful to keep you on track and motivates you to feel like you're completing goals for the day. What you do after your classes, after that 5 p.m. is what's important. I used to go to the gym, I would get a 30-minute workout, go home, take a shower, try to eat something, grab coffee, and get out of the house, because if I stayed at home, I know I'm going to sleep. I would go to the library, I'd go to Starbucks, I'd go to any other place, or be with the study group to help motivate me. If I could summarize this video for you, the most important thing about your first year of medical school is to learn your study methodology. What works for you, stick to it so that you can carry it on later on. Because in the end of the day, the goal is not only to become a competent physician, but a well-rounded physician that can manage their profession and manage their life outside of medicine. With that, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.